made this.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. What's popping, guys? Welcome to ZeerTalks Football and welcome to the Tactical Majlis pod episode 5 on the football channel. And we're here to chat a lot about Champions League football, you know what I mean? Because we played a big game in one in the Bernabeu. Arsenal played Sporting in one in whatever Sporting's ground's called in Lisbon. And then we'll chat about Liverpool, PSG, and Barca Atletico, you know what I mean? And talk about things surrounding Liverpool since they played Man City as well. Maybe chat a little FA Cup since there were games happening in the weekend. But Sami, shakhbarak, man. Hopefully you're good.
I'm good, bro. How's everything on your side? Family, life?
All good, man. All good. Fantastic, bro. But you know, job ain't done yet, but still happy. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Listen, before we dive in, you know exactly what to do. Subscribe. Press alarm bells for future content notifications. Like, comment your way. Go check the socials. Inshallah, you're good wherever you are. I say we begin. You know, we have to talk about our game first. I'm not going to lie. Because that was the big one last night. I know you didn't watch the game, or maybe you saw the highlights. I don't know, because you were watching Arsenal.
Only the highlights. Yeah, I was doing watch along for Arsenal, so I only watched the highlights later on.
Yeah, well, what did you gather from the highlights, actually? I'm actually interested to know.
Honestly, from what I read and from the highlights I've seen, I think Bayern had like the upper hand, and it was weird for me because Santiago Bernabeu. Madrid kind of grew into the game probably 15 minutes onward. They had a couple of chances that I've seen, but they haven't capitalized, and Bayern were more clinical. I think Upamecano missed a sitter. I saw that one.
Yeah, I know him early on. Yeah, this fraud, yeah.
Yeah, missed a sitter, but it was a good goal from Diaz, and then Harry Kane, of course, came on clutch. Big win for you guys. I mean, going away and winning against Madrid, I'm sure you learned from Arsenal last season, so that's good. How to win against Real Madrid at Santiago Bernabeu. So we gave you the blueprint. So I suppose thank yous in order. But
why am I not shocked?
Is it not true?
كمل عاد just كمل. Keep talking.
But at the end, I think Madrid and Bayern are more consistent this season. They showed that they are really informed compared to Madrid. They have ups and downs, and they were really inconsistent this season. Arbeloa is not that guy, in my opinion. And I think you guys already have one foot in the semifinal already.
Yeah. To be honest, the way I look at it, to be fair, I think Melo, not fully, it kind of sums it up. We were pretty wasteful. I thought our attack in the first half, the only one who was doing anything was really Olise. I know Kane scored in the second half and Diaz scored in the first half, but if I'm being quite frank and honest with you, I feel like, I don't know, Diaz was misplacing passes a good couple of times. So was Limer on his side. You know, even though Limer's a fullback, but our fullbacks play an attacking role. You know, I felt like Diaz, even though he tried taking on man, I thought Trent actually had the better of a majority of the game other than that goal that he scored. Imagine. You know what I'm saying? And other maybe than you'd probably say the last few minutes in which Diaz fumbles his passes towards the end of the game. You know? Harry Kane, I don't know. It's like Kane is the type of guy who drops deep. But sometimes we ask for him to be in the box. And he tried that, to be fair to him, but it just didn't work. So he had to drop deeper second half, and he did much better, which is weird. But that's because Real Madrid was just sitting back the entire time trying to absorb.
Oh yeah, Neuer. I saw a couple of saves from Neuer, man.
Yeah, no, he was man of the match for me. But I was gonna get to him. That's why I have this background. This is from the game, by the way. Because I'll be honest. This guy saved our backside. He really saved our backside in so many levels. There was one time, by the way, he threw the ball incorrectly. They win the ball, and Mbappe makes a run through. He takes a shot, and Neuer saves it. And then Vinny had a couple of moments in which he gets past Stanisic, which is why I don't think Stanisic had the best first half, but had a better second half, but fumbled. Or not really fumbled. Those were good shots, but the one he really fumbled was the second half, in which Upamecano fumbles when he tries to head the ball back to Neuer, and Vinny runs through a cross, and Neuer just makes himself big and he fumbles that. And Vinicius Jr. on another day should be scoring that. You know what I mean? It's just inexcusable from Vinny in that aspect. You know what I mean? So, listen, we both were wasteful. I mean, we both had like around 20 shots and like around 8 and 9 on target. You know what I'm saying? So that in itself is inexcusable, But I just felt like we had more control than they did. They had their chances based on like either we kind of like, opened up because of how we play and they took advantage, or it was one of those ones in which had the Upamecano moment and boom. I mean, just Vinny's through. You know what I mean? So or Neuer throw and Mbappe's through type of thing. So listen, man. I obviously people will say it's not over, but the way I look at it is, I'm like, first of all, Tchouameni is going to be missing, so that's a miss for them. The way that they chat about how he's the top DM in the world, you know what I mean, and all that stuff. And I feel like we should be more clinical at the Allianz, especially with our fans, because our fans was rocking more at than their own fans. You know what I mean? Now imagine at the Allianz 75, capacity, which I mean, majority of that amount would be at Bayern fans. So for me, I think we should be through it, like you said, one step, away from qualifying to the semifinal. I just feel like we were wasteful. I mean, Leimer was wasteful, Gnabry was wasteful. By the way, that guy drove the ball for nothing. Gnabry, I forgot to mention. Kimmich was simplistic, but to a degree, you kind of understand why. But I feel like if it was more direct, we could have created a bit more. Pavlovic, the energy he brought, my God, second half, bro. If it wasn't for Pavlovic's energy, that second goal would never have happened, because he wins the ball of Carreras. And then he drives the ball, gives it to Elise, cuts in. And next thing you know, passes to Kane and he slaps it in. Not slaps it, but finishes it in nicely, And by the way, Carreras, my God, that guy was sent back to Benfica, bro. Olise had a field day. So anyone that wants to talk about Olise not having a big game in a Champions League night, there you go. You had a big Champions League performance at the Santiago Bernabeu, So, yeah, that's really my, analysis of Bayern München as a whole. And company, massive credit to him. Whether you think he's good or not over the fact they got relegated with Burnley, I ain't trying to hear that right now, bro. I can't lie. But then again, it would be nice if we win the Champions League just so that we can mud these arguments. But yeah, what's your thoughts, bro?
I'm while you're talking and looking and giving us your perspective of the game, I was looking at the stats just to have a clear picture of what really happened. I'm seeing, like, for example, the XG is 2.9 for you. They have 2.2. I'm seeing the big chances created, 4 for Madrid, 3 for Bayern, shots on targets, 9 for Madrid, 8 for you guys. So pretty much the game was back and forth from what I can tell from the stats. I mean, it's attacking game, and yeah, you got the better out of it at the end. As you said, you came clutch. And it says here Olise was the man. I don't know why the rating for Olise is the man of the match.
You're on Fatima.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I saw it. Nah, for me, because if it wasn't for Norwich saving us, it's a whole different result.
But I'm trying to say they're not far off, And any other day, if Neuer wasn't in his day specifically, I think it would have been a different result. So it could have been like a 2-2.
I agree with you. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So I don't know. Does it fill you with confidence that you guys in Allianz Arena you're definitely going to win, or you think it's still Madrid do have can offer something in Germany?
I personally think we'll perform better at the Allianz Arena. Honestly, okay. That's just the way I see it. I know that it's Real. People say, "Oh, it's Real Madrid." I'm sorry. If you watch the game 90 minutes, Some of these Real Madrid players were not up for it. They were
I
really
mean, it's just
not.
a 1 goal deficit. I mean, it's not like 3-0 or something.
Bro, I know, but bro, I'm sorry. You can tell when you watch us play that we're more up for it than Real Madrid. Like in 90 minutes with your own like eye tests. Like when you brought up XG, I'm like, brother, respectfully, I don't care about XG when I watch football with my eyes. You know what I mean? Because it's like
I understand, but
I'm looking at how
I understand that point. I just look at Madrid. In their day, they could be really dangerous. You know what I mean? But you're saying that was the best out of Madrid yesterday? That's the best.
I feel like Real Madrid, yeah. And this is just my honest opinion. I feel like they had some moments in them. Like Vinny had his moments. Okay. Mbappe made like 1 or 2 runs. Like that goal that he scored, that's an example of like one of those moments. He made a sick run. You know what I mean? Which, by the way, Jonathan has to do better marking Trent's cross there, which fair play to Trent, but that jogging was despicable. You know what I mean? Like, it's Real Madrid had players that brought moments, but they didn't really do much during the game. Yeah, I don't know if that really makes sense. Or like, I'll give you examples of players who I really thought like brought full-on impact. Like, my thoughts on Jude, but when he come off the bench, I thought he brought impact towards the end. He actually did. No cap. Yeah. Arda Güler, to be fair, had his little moments of like starting attacks.
Okay.
Vinny had his moments of cutting inside past Stanisic and taking a shot, but Neuer was just better than him on the day when it comes to saving, whatever. It's just they had their moments, bro. But it's just like I didn't see like full-on impact like I saw like with majority of our players. The few of our players I told you already, like in the attack, I felt like Diaz, iffy. I thought that Gnabry, iffy. Kane, first half, iffy, but second half stepped up his game massively. Same with the likes of Pavlovic. First half, iffy, stepped up massively.
So you think they won't have moments in the second leg?
They might, but the chances are it's slimmer, bro. It's a slimmer chance. That's all I'm saying. Listen, all I'm saying is the chances is slim. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I understand. You guys have your favorites to go through. Definitely, I'm not saying Real Madrid are favorites, but I wouldn't disregard Real Madrid, especially in the UCL. You gotta give them that respect.
Yeah, I understand, but bro, usually that happens in a Bernabeu circumstance more than away. This is the thing you need to understand. This whole remontada comeback gimmick they're used to when they have their fans surrounding, bro. I don't think it's going to be the same when our fans are going to be rocking at the bro. Our ultras were louder than fucking Real Madrid fans, Sammy. Do you understand how fucking crazy that is, bro? I'm saying like our players will be motivated.
Sure, bro.
You can say sure, fine. Listen, I agree the players have to perform, but I think they will.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, anything can happen in football. That's all I'm saying. I know that when it comes to percentages wise, you guys are favorites. I mean, I looked at a couple of news outlets and a couple of accounts. They're all saying like 80-90% Bayern are gonna go through. Don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, I'm just not disregarding Madrid. Even after we won against them, was it 3-0 in the first leg, and then in the second leg, I still didn't count them out. I did.
But the difference is, but bro, respectfully, the difference was, bro, the Bernabeu. That's why they were doing the gimmick as well. They were doing this whole gimmick of closing down the roof, blah blah blah, because it was in the Bernabeu, bro, and then you ended up winning 2-1. You know that this is the thing you have to understand. Real Madrid, don't get it twisted. They can get away from, that's what they used to do back in the day with Bale, Ronaldo, Benzema, Isco, etc. Right? They used to do that back. They used to do that, and Marcelo even clutching away. I remember, bro, against us, against Juventus, except they used to do this type of shit where they'll do well away, and then at home they may look iffy, but they'll get over it.
No. Listen. I'm glad. I'm glad. Yeah. I totally agree, and I'm glad that Arteta shared in the group WhatsApp with the company the blueprint how to win against Madrid. It's just.
Hey, Gianni, please call this fraud out. If you're in the chat, this fraud deserves a comment.
It's okay, bro. It's okay. I mean, it's we're doing you guys a solid, and it's fine.
What is the blueprint playing boring, shitty football? Get out of here, man.
That boring, shitty football won us against Madrid. So
I mean, to be honest, when you beat Real Madrid and you beat us, we both can agree you played better than the usual boring fucking football. Enough of the bullshit, bro. Enough of the bullshit now. Come on, you're better than this. Come on, man.
No.
See, even Deontay
No,
is.
you're also better than this to not admit. You know, come on, bro. It's fine. You know, I'm okay with that.
But not admit what? What is there to admit?
That you guys, we gave you a handout. We gave you the blueprint how to win against Madrid.
Gave us
the exact same result, by the way, 2-1.
Same result, yes, same result. But that doesn't mean you gave us the blueprint, bro. Company has his own way of playing. You have your own way of playing, bro. One thing I'll give your manager is, for once against us, he grew a pair of balls. Fantastic. Credit where it's due. Make sure you do that in the final, bro. Just make sure you do that in the final. Okay?
Let's get to the semifinal.
If you do that in the final, it's more creditable because you done it to beat us to a trophy.
You know? Nah, bro, it's fine, bro.
I'm just saying. Okay. Just make it there. Just make it there, and we'll have this conversation again. Okay, we'll have this conversation.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Carabao Cup final, and what I saw in that fucking FA Cup against Southampton does not move.
That was horrendous, bro. That was horrendous and disgraceful by every measure.
This is a good transition. Chat about your club against Sporting and against Southampton.
So we're not going to talk about the other UCL games. We're just going to jump into the FA Cup and Carabao Cup. So who's the fraud now?
No. I told you Arsenal Sporting. Arsenal Sporting.
Arsenal Sporting. Yeah. Okay. Honestly, Zero, bro, it's the first time I yawned during a match, a watch along. Man, it was so boring. 90 minutes, bro, of absolutely dog shit gameplay, but we came clutch at the end, and Havertz scored in the dying minute. Martinelli found his passport. I'm happy with that. He had the good assist, and Kai Havertz scored good finish from his side as well. And it's really good result. I mean, even if it ended 0-0, I would still be okay, because I think if we go back to the Emirates, we're still gonna win against them. And by the way, Sporting, I think, haven't lost a single game at their gaff since August. So 23 games. Imagine, they haven't lost a single game on all comps, and they had a 17 I think win streak in their gaff, and we just stopped it. So they were a team in form, basically, and Arsenal managed to get a result out of there. So it's a very, very good result, going away to one of the most difficult grounds to go to in terms of form. I'm not saying Sporting are Barca or Sporting are PSG or whatever, but what I'm saying is, I mean, they reached the quarterfinal for a reason, because they've been that good this season. And I mean, they beaten Bodo Glimt after a remontada. They lost 3-0, and then they came back with a 5-0. So anyways, I'm happy with the results. Not very much when it comes to the tactics, the gameplay, and all that stuff. I think we should, or Arteta should, actually reflect and find the gaps of improvements. And I sound like a broken record saying this over and over, because he does need to find a way to improve this attack, because I don't think that's sustainable against the big teams, especially when we go face either Barca or Atletico. We'll find out soon enough. And in case we get to the semifinal and we win the semifinal, go into the final, it will be very, very difficult. And so far, we lost one of the big games of the season, which is the final against Man City. So I hope he learns from that.
Yeah. I will say my personal opinion. I didn't watch the game.
Sorry, Zier. Godfrey just reminded me. Raya, man. Absolute. Oh my God, David Raya, the saves that he made. Thank you, Godfrey, for reminding me. He is man of the match, clear man of the match. Just like Neuer saved your ass, Raya did save our ass, man. This game, I mean, he was so clutch, bro. The saves was incredible from him. He kept us in the game, and massive credit goes to Raya, man. And that's why you keep playing Raya instead of the bum Kepa. I don't want to see Kepa anymore.
Man said, however, if Sporting played more like the second half when they were attacking, it could have been... Oh, okay. Bro, to be honest, I expected... correct me if I'm wrong. They defended Sporting, right?
No, it was back and forth, the game. I don't think they defended. I don't think we defended. I don't think they defended. I think it was
For example,
pragmatically,
Leverkusen were
Marcel.
defending more than they were attacking, so at their ground. So I was just curious, but you
The
know,
best of class, man.
no, but you know what? With Arsenal, though, I'm not gonna lie. This result in Portugal is big because you take it to the Emirates and now you just finish them off, and then you go to the semi.
Yeah,
But the thing is, with you guys on the semi, and I think this is gonna hurt you. It depends on how the title race goes in the Prem and how you manage your players heading into the semi-final. Because I know you beat Atleti in the league phase. It's the same applying with us if we face PSG. It's like, okay, we beat PSG, you beat Atleti. What right? But at the same time, in a knockout stage, it's different, which is why if we get there, I'm going to have to respect PSG. Same applies with you. If you get to Atleti, you have to respect. Let's say with Barca even, you know. And I just feel like if Barcelona gets their players back, yes, you can catch them on the break. Maybe Martinelli could have a good game for once in his life because he can use his pace, you know. But at the same time, I just feel like Barcelona, with moments of brilliance from maybe a Yamal or something, they could hurt you, or Pedri could hurt you. Same with Atletico Madrid, it's more of they're gonna make things difficult for you because I think in the knockout situation, if Atleti make it to the semi, they're gonna want you to have the ball more. And are you gonna be able to do a lot with the ball more? This is the question I have to ask you. You know what I mean? So we'll find out. We'll find out when we get there, or if we get there. I'm
well, until we reach to that point where we start playing the semifinal, if we do qualify, we're gonna have a couple of players back. We're gonna have Eze back. We're gonna have Saka back. Also Timber. And why did I mention those names? Because these guys, I think they can add more into our attack because Madueke yesterday was awful. Trossard offered absolutely nothing. Odegaard, I don't know. It seems like he's injured again. The guy is. We cannot rely on this captain, so we do miss Odegaard. We do miss Eze. I think Eze is a clutch player. He's a player can offer you moments sometimes, good shots from outside the box. Pretty much direct, and yeah, man, I think with Eze and Saka back, I think our attack will improve. I just hope tactically from Arteta he implements certain ways and pathways for these attackers to flourish because currently we're not looking good in the attack. However, when it comes to the defense, I think we are solid. Having Timber back, I think White is not in form. He needs to be dropped off. Timber needs to get back. We have Saliba, Gabriel, and Hincapié will be back as well. And Raya, a very, very good goalkeeper, one of the top in Europe right now. So I think our defensive solidity will help us to go through and face such adversities, even against Barca or I guess Atletico, like you said. You just said that they're gonna make it tough against us. But you didn't look at. Yeah, but he didn't look at the other side, which is we're going to make it tough for them as well. I mean, our defense is better than their defense.
But you're going to want the ball more because you're more likely to want to attack than Atleti will want to attack.
Regardless, what I'm saying is our defense is quite difficult to break down. You cannot easily break down Arsenal's defense like we used to.
With your mid block, I understand. I get it.
Yeah.
At the same time,
and Barca, on the other hand, like you said, that suicidal high line from Hansi Flick, we should exploit it. Martinelli should.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Let's say Saka plays. Do you think he will exploit it? Because bro, this guy's been run to the ground. I don't know if this brother probably lost some pace. And he's not being informed at all.
That's a big if, but I know that Martinelli can. I think Gyökeres can as well.
I think Martinelli can. I agree with you.
Yeah, and Gyökeres as well. He can make those runs. Saka, on the other hand, he's not been good this season, bro. He's not been good this season. So I cannot sit here with a straight face and tell you, yes, Saka will, expose that high line. I cannot say it because he lost a mile of pace, bro.
Yeah. No, this is my perspective, bro. That's all, really, to be quite frank and honest. And then let's see if you can keep your players fit too, because bro, you've been getting injuries galore these days. So yeah. Also, will your match want to play Dauman? I mean, he's a baller. I don't get it twisted, but what he wants.
He is, but I mean, the people who watch the game can tell that he is lacking maturity on the ball. And what do I mean by maturity on the ball is he keeps the ball too long. He doesn't release it towards the best option that is available for him. Like, let's say the right side is open, he would go to the left. So that kind of maturity comes with time, with gameplay, with minutes, right? And he's a baller. Don't get me wrong. He's a fantastic player, and I think he has a very high potential to become one of the superstars at Arsenal Football Club. But currently at the big stage, yeah, we've seen him, turn up against Everton, for instance. But can we rely on him to get us through the semifinal and the final if we reach that, or later stages in the season as well? That's a big if, However, he should get some minutes. He should play like 60th minute mark onward or 70th minute mark onward instead of the bum Madueke, because I think he's way better than Madueke.
Understandable, bro. Understandable, to be quite frank and honest. Yeah, man, that's Arsenal really. Before we move on to the other games, do you just want to quickly chat? Just quickly, it's not even going to be bound to like the Southampton Cup loss. What was your thoughts on that?
It was absolutely despicable performance from Arsenal and Arteta and the players. They all should hang themselves in shame, to be honest, because that was not acceptable by any shape or form. And there's no excuse. And it's inexcusable, honestly. There's no excuses, bro. I don't care if you have half your squad injured, bro. You don't lose to a championship team who's sitting 7th in the championship. And losing in such a manner, bro, is just devastating, honestly. And I cannot find the reasons of why they lost it. And Arteta, man, I don't know what the fuck he's doing, bro. It's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. If you lost against like a Premier League team like Chelsea or City or Liverpool, I would understand it, but Southampton. Bro.
By the way, I'm not gonna lie, I thought you made the final because of the potential draw and stuff. That's like how bad it is.
Well, they drew City, by the way, in the semifinal. So we would have drawn.
Yeah, but let's say
City.
you made it. Who knows what could have been different? But this is what I'm saying. So, like, bro, not good enough, bro. I'll be real. And you know what?
No, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, Zero. It's embarrassing by every single metric out there. It's absolutely embarrassing for Arsenal. When you say a giant killer, that's a giant killer right there.
So wait, what's your next game in the Prem?
Bournemouth.
At home, صح? I remember we reviewed the games last week, I think. Yeah. You're home at Zahir. I think you're home.
Let me check quickly, because I think it's home. Yeah, home. The only away game we're gonna have is West Ham. Yeah.
You have Man City.
And City, yeah, of course, City.
City away. Cool. Like, that's Arsenal. Now, speaking of Premier League, and FA Cup, Liverpool. I mean, they lost to City in the FA Cup 4-0. My God. And now they have to go face PSG, who I have to admit have picked up form now at the right time. Chat to me, bro. What we saying?
They're gonna get smoked, bro. They're gonna get slapped, bro. The question is not what do you think? Is how much or how many goals do you think PSG will score? That should be the debate right here, Let's make an auction. Hey, 4 or 5,
Man said
yeah, bro, it's insane, bro. What the hell is Arne Slot doing? I don't know how this manager is still managing for the football club. Well, coming from an Arsenal fan,
but this is why I say they lack standards, man. This is what I mean, bro. But anyway, it is what it is, bro. Hey, listen. Long live Arne Slot. Long he may stay till the end of time.
No, I don't think he's gonna stay, bro.
I know he's not, but I know. I think they'll get Alonso eventually. But it would be nice if he stayed just to see them lose, and so I can laugh at their faces. But anyway,
but speaking of Liverpool, I just want to revert back a little bit to the Arsenal. You know what? After we got knocked out from Southampton and after we lost the final, I reached to this conclusion. and the Southampton even confirmed it, that if we do go ahead and win the league, it's because everybody was shit. And that's the brutal, honest truth. You know, no. At the beginning, no. It was Arsenal was really playing very good football. We were winning. We were, dominating games. But now, looking at it, nah, bro.
Yeah, but brother, respectfully, your best football, in my personal opinion, was being played around like what, October, November, maybe even December, bro. Yeah, from New Year onwards, I don't know what the fuck you guys been doing. You've been dropping points, winning points, dropping points, winning points. It's like you're plateauing. It's what you've been doing, bro. And the City did the same thing, but they were already far behind you guys by then. And here
That's
you
the
are.
thing. I mean, if it was City, the City, like the old City that we know, I don't think we would have been first. Even if Liverpool were having a better manager, I don't think we would have been winning this league. I mean, that's a big if we do win this league, and I still have that now, the doubts. But back to Liverpool, yeah, bro. I think Liverpool, man, they're done. They're done, bro. They're done. They're just completely done, bro. I mean, even if you watch Hussam channel, bro, the guy is. I feel sorry for him.
Yeah. But you know what? Sam can low-key hold that. You want to know why?
Why?
He's the same fraud that believes in the Olise saga over Bayern space. So as much as I respect Hussam, he can hold that, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's understandable if you look at their last summer where they signed Verts, Isak, and all these stars. I mean, it's understandable that if they go for Olise, they would have.
No, it's not. No. It's not understandable because you know what you've.
Yes,
no, it's not because what you guys fail to understand is we are not a selling club. We are not a selling club. What you guys fail to understand. When they bought Isak off Newcastle, a club that even though they didn't want to sell, but they have no power over Liverpool, whether we like it or we don't, because
it's not about the power, bro. It's not about who they sign it from.
Yeah,
it's
but
about,
even this whole dreaming bullshit doesn't. It's not.
No, bro. You don't understand what I'm trying to say. I'm saying they can spend and splash the cash.
Yeah, but bro,
our
head of the supervisory board, they can spend 200 million and they won't sell.
I'm just saying they can put an offer that is going to be very difficult for your board to say no. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think that's going to happen, bro. My board is very stubborn. It's not going to work with my board. My board's very stubborn. Yes, they penny pinch within, but that doesn't mean they'll take the money like that.
Everybody has a price tag, man.
I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. You guys believe in this whole thing of players dream to play in an English club. They dream to do this, bruv.
No.
They also dream in playing in Real Madrid.
It has absolutely nothing to do with. But it happens. It happens to be that the English Premier League has the most richest clubs in Europe. That's all it is.
Okay, you have rich clubs.
Barring Bayern Munich in Germany, barring Real Madrid in Spain and Barca. I mean, there are not many clubs that can splash the cash like the Premier League teams.
And PSG.
And PSG, yes, and PSG, right? So, like you said, like handful of clubs out of the Premier League that can actually splash the cash.
But I'll be real, you man still don't understand why he would not leave. But it's okay. You know what? I guess time will have to tell. I'm not gonna waste.
How much is he's earning? Hold on, I want to check. Olise.
Yeah, he's earning. I think if I'm not mistaken, I think 13,000. Not 13,000. 13 million a year.
So 220 per week. Man, they can easily offer 300 plus.
Yeah. But let's be honest. We've been upping wages for all of our players. You don't think we're gonna be upping wages for Olise? Come on.
Could be.
Brother. You know Upamecano just extended, right? You know how much we're paying him a year now? 20 million a year, bro. 20 million a year, bro. You don't think we're gonna be doing this with Michael Olise, who's one of our star players? Come on, man. Come on. I feel like sometimes the fans that support Premier League clubs are not rational with the clubs from outside. They're really not rational, bro. And it's just like, Premier League's better than everyone else, so we'll just take players. It's not how it works all the time. Yes, in some cases, players will be like, you know what?
I never said that.
Habibi, in the best end. Forget just you. I'm talking in general. in general, why do you think I bring the energy that I bring against Premier League fan
No,
bases?
you said people are not being rational because they think the Premier League is better. It's not about being better. It's just being richer. That's all.
Well, there are fans that don't think like you, Sammy. I'll be honest with you. Maybe,
Also,
to be honest, if that's how you think, then I actually rate you low key. Because, bro,
did Olise come out in a press conference and let's say deny those links or said that his dream is to play for Bayern?
His agent.
Forget about his agent. Forget about his agent. They can say whatever they want.
But Olise will not say anything right now. Olise will not say anything right now. But
so that's what I'm saying.
But one thing I'll tell you about Olise, he said he's actually happy at Bayern München because of the harmony that the players and the manager has to get. That's one thing I can tell you he said in an interview. Him and Diaz, they both had like an interview and they said that. Yeah?
No, Diaz is not coming back to the Prem.
What they enjoy. Sorry?
Diaz not going to the Prem. 100%.
Oh yeah, no, he left Liverpool because he wants more money. By the way, this is what I mean. We are rich, bro. Diaz is like the best example of us being rich. By the way,
no, but also Liverpool wanted to get rid of him, and they got a good. What was it?
75 million. I'm not saying. Hey,
75 million. Okay.
No, they got their money, and I remember I was like, I don't know if he's worth 75 million. We both had this discussion. I remember this. I'm not gonna act like we never had this discussion. You know, yes, he's turned out to be better than what I expect, but we still had this discussion. I'm not gonna deny it. What I'm trying to tell you, bro, is that at the end of the day, when Diaz left Liverpool, he wanted to join a club so that he can get paid more. By the way, I guarantee you, if it wasn't for this whole money thing, he probably would have joined Barca more than Bayern. I'm even admitting this, bro. Me, a Bayern fan, I'm saying, if it wasn't for the fact that we have the money power to pay, the fee to Liverpool and then to pay the wages, he's going to Barcelona. By the way, that's the only thing that stopped Barcelona from getting him, because Deco wanted him. But we pounced on what Barca wanted.
Okay, let me talk to you about. Trying to highlight a couple of points. Liverpool is probably the biggest club in England, right?
Yeah, them and United, yeah.
Right. No, they're the biggest.
By trophies,
right,
you mean?
Yeah, 6 Champions League, and all that stuff, right? So heritage, we're talking about heritage, right?
Fair enough.
And then no, I just want to caveat that with something else. Salah is going, and that's confirmed by Fabrizio.
Okay.
And probably they're gonna get a new manager. And let's say the new manager says, okay, you know what? By hook or by crook, we need Olise. Let's just give that hypothetical scenario, right? Then the board can approach Olise saying, hey, listen, we're gonna give you 300 plus. You're gonna be our main guy because Salah is gone, so you're guaranteed to start, right? In Liverpool, we're building something incredible here. It's a project that we want to win trophies and all. Don't you think he would at least just consider it? I'm not saying he's gonna accept. I'm not saying he's gonna dump Bayern. I'm just saying, don't you think he's gonna consider it and at least think about it? That's all I'm saying. I mean, if it was Arsenal, I don't think he would sign him.
But that's okay. The way you put it is more fair than the way that their fan base put it. This is the problem. You see, considering is one thing. Now thinking that he will just immediately say, I'm down to go to Liverpool because Bayern play in the Bundesliga, Liverpool play in the Premier League, both compete for Champions League. Bro, what the fuck are we doing here? By the way, I'm going to tell you right now, bro, if we win this Champions League, I promise you he ain't going. Because why leave something that's working?
I think so too. Yeah, I think so too. I think
if we win this Champions League this season, forget him leaving. He's staying. Now, if we don't win the Champions League, I still think he'll stay. However, this whole considering stuff is more likely to happen. I still don't think he'll leave. He'll probably be like, you know what, maybe. But I'll stay because, you know what, company has put me in a position in which we're winning trophies, blah, 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 blah. I'm playing my best football under him, blah, blah. I'm not trying to ruin that by going elsewhere. Whether it's Liverpool, Man United, Arsenal, whoever the fuck. He's not going to ruin that. And you also think that he's at a big club as well. You know? So that's just the way I think of it. No bias, no bullshit. And to be honest,
I understand. I
feel like English Premier League fans in general, that they don't think, bro. It's just like they want to try to say that they're better than everyone else outside to the point that
No,
they
no,
can't be rational. And I cannot
that
be
that
rational myself. Like,
nobody can. You cannot pull that. You cannot pull that against clubs like Bayern or Real Madrid or Barca. I mean, with all
but that's what
respect,
they do, Sammy. I'm sorry.
like
I'm saying
I wouldn't pull even that against AC Milan, Inter Milan, even though they are shit teams right now. But anyways, look,
AC Milan, Inter, etc. It's easier because Serie A has plummeted. I have to admit, if Serie A has plummeted,
but still, I wouldn't, go talk to an AC Milan like he's a bump club, right? That's
oh yeah, I know
but
you
anyway,
wouldn't, but you would. It would be easier for you to like get to negotiate your way to getting a player. Like for
yeah,
example,
100%, 100%,
Strikers,
yeah.
مثلاً,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. You're right, and that you're right. But going back to the Liverpool PSG, I just pulled down on Footy Stats just to look at the home form of PSG and the away form of Liverpool. Bro, Liverpool lost 4 games out of 5.
Yeah, man.
Oh my god, PSG won 3, lost 1, and drew 1. Shit, bro. Yeah. I don't know, bro.
Pack it up.
And when it comes to goals, PSG are averaging 2.6 per match, and
Yeah.
Liverpool are averaging 1.9.
Wow. Bro, I'll be honest with you. Liverpool, they have a few players that do something, but that's about it, man. They don't have what you call it. They ain't got the players that are actually like, you know, they're not better. Put it this way, they're not players that suit what Slot want to play. You know, which is weird because Slot is the one
I
that
don't
got
know,
these
bro.
players. Slot is the one that got these players, but he's not getting the
Did
best
he?
out.
Did he?
So you don't think he picked some of these players?
I think he green lighted some of them, but I don't think it was his picks.
So you think it's more of like the Richard Hughes and Michael?
Yeah, I think because that's how Liverpool operates. If you know Liverpool, since the Manes and the Salahs, by the way, if you remember, Jurgen Klopp wanted certain players, and the board said no, we're going to bring you Mane instead of what was that player? He wanted Brandit, I think.
Wait. Oh, he wanted Julian Brandt, and he wanted, I think,
Brandt, yes.
Yes, them players, yes.
Yeah, certain players he wanted from Borussia Dortmund at that. At that time, and they refused. They brought him Mane from Southampton. They brought him Salah from Rome, and the rest is history. You've seen what Salah and Mane done for Liverpool, and I don't think they've changed that model after Slot. I don't believe that. I mean, Liverpool fans could testify to this, but I think Richard Hughes and then the rest of the team or the scouting team, whatever, they're the ones who brought these players. It's just Arne Slot is not able to put the puzzle together or to get the best out of these players and make them, work together in a symphonic way. That's all I see. There's no synergy. There's no tactics. The guy just, I don't know how the hell he won a league last season, bro. Honestly, I don't know how he did that. I don't know how he did that. He's such an awful manager, bro.
No, you know what it is? I feel like Slot, he was more adaptable last season, which is why they ran away with the league, in my opinion. However, this season, I feel like I think Hassam and some Liverpool fans said it best to a degree. I think PSG, funny enough, they're playing tonight. PTSD. I think the PTSD kicked in, Wallahi. Because if you think about it, I'll tell you why. Before, what they used to do, they used to be adaptable defensively and counter very well. That's what they were. And Salah was basically creating, scoring goals, etc. for that team. And Diaz would at times be moving centrally or he'd be playing wide, depending on if who was the I don't know if it was Nunes. Who was the other striker they had? Jota, yes. So, yeah. When they were pouncing in the middle. Right now, it feels like they're trying to play football, but not all of their players can play football, bro. Like, I feel like the guys that can play ball in a system like that is Verts and Akitike. But the problem is the way that Verts is being utilized is not the same way he's being utilized under Nagelsmann and how he was utilized under Xabi Alonso at Bayer Leverkusen. Because at Bayer Leverkusen and under Nagelsmann, he's not one of those 10s that is going to be in the central area majority of the time. He likes to be in like what do you call it? It's basically like between the left hand side and the 10. I don't know what they call it. It's like one of the two tens. You know
just
what I
like
mean?
Isaiah.
Yeah. He's one of them type of players.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what's hurting Florian Wirtz's game style of play this season, and it's hurting his performance this season. You know, it's just one of those, bro. For me, it's just like there's a few players that can do a job, a few that can't. I'm telling you right now. I think, listen, no matter what I think of Javi Alonso, if he comes in, I think he can get the best out of a couple of their players. I'll give you an example.
I don't think he can do that right away. I think the whole Liverpool team needs a but yeah, okay, go ahead.
Just hear me out. I'm not saying all their players, just Spanish. Okay, he already has Frank Pong in disposal, who he had at Leverkusen. He has Wirtz, who he had at disposal at Leverkusen. Okay, Kerkez can play a similar role to Grimaldo. Okay, you have the center backs. He's gonna probably play a back three. So you're probably having like Konate, Van Dijk. They need to get one more center back probably. Okay, and then you have in the middle. This is the question mark. I'm not gonna lie. This is the question mark because they have Gravenberch, Szoboszlai. I think Szoboszlai would have to play because of his energy and his passing ability. I think his passing and shooting ability is very good, so he would be in that system. Can play a similar role to a mixture of like Andrich and Granit Xhaka in that sense. And then maybe you would put actually Gravenberch because Gravenberch is very good at, driving past and taking on his man and stuff.
So you drop McAllister.
Yeah. McAllister would have to probably be the sacrifice, even though he's decent, but I don't think he fits the Alonso profile in the middle. And then now it's down to who's going to play in the 2-10s and up top. And even then, if it was a 2-10 scenario, low key.
Why? You can play Szoboszlai as one of the 10s. I think you can play that role. And you drop McAllister and Gravenberch in the pivots.
But he needs to be the how do I say it? He needs to be the engine in the middle. That's the only problem. I think low key and an Alonso system, from what I saw, by the way, with Alonso in the Bundesliga and at times in Europe, whatever, right? I think Ekitike low-key can play a role of a 10. And then Isak. But then again, it's a huge ask because what if Isak gets injured again after that injury he sustained? But this is why they still need signings. You're not wrong. I'm just telling you. I think Alonso.
Big signings, bro. You gotta understand. Salah is leaving. You gotta understand. Van Dijk is gone, bro. His legs are gone. He's. I don't think he's gonna improve next season. I think his form is gonna get worse and worse. And like you said, they need a defender. They don't even have a center back. They have Gomez, they have Van Dijk, and they have Konate. So you cannot play with three defenders in a lineup of three in the back, and you don't even have people in the bench. It's just not. It doesn't really add up, right? That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's going to be instant challenging. I think it's going to be some sort of revamp, some sort of, getting rid of certain players, signing new players, getting rid of VVDs and trying to replace them, Chiesa and all these players, and sign more players and see from there. I don't think they're going to sell 5 and buy 6 players. I don't think it's going to happen. With the board, especially they already spent a lot of money last summer. I don't think they will have the same amount of. Now Konza has been sold.
No, he's on loan. He's on loan.
Konza's sold, bro. No.
La, on loan to Leverkusen. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Leverkusen can buy him out though. I could be wrong.
All right. Let's assume Konza comes back. I don't think Konza even is a very good player, to be honest.
No.
To be honest, I mean, we're talking about VVD here, one of the players that are in argument and discussion to be one of the greatest in the Premier League. So I'm sorry, I'm not going to put Konza in the same pedestal. But that's why I think Liverpool needs a lot, bro, a lot of work. I know that they signed 4 players in the summer, but yet they need a lot, especially with a new manager.
Yeah. By the way, I will say though, I think the wing, because we had the Solise conversation earlier. They're linked with Diomande. I think they get him.
Even Arsenal are looking at him.
I know you guys are going to say Bundesliga tax, but just hear me out, yeah? this guy in every single game we faced off has been absolutely unbelievable, bro. It's not one of them times and he'll perform other, but he ain't gonna perform against us, bro. Diamande, he has the physicality, he has somewhat of technical ability about him to get past his man. You know what I mean? And he's good at crossing the ball. The only thing that I feel like will let him down, and it's more of like what Premier League fans usually ask for, is GA. I feel like the goals is what he kind of might have to work on. But everything else, like you would enjoy him in an eye test, but you might not enjoy him in a sense of maybe he doesn't score enough chances or something like that.
So no output, basically.
No, he has output, just not a lot. He doesn't have a lot in him.
Yo, bro, I don't want to go from somebody who's like Trossard, for example, who's scoring like double digits in a season and yet he looks awful, to another one who looks pleasing to the eye but bad in an output. You know what I mean?
Respectfully, I rather the pleasing in the eye than the guy that just gets output and plays shit when it matters most.
Potato to me, bro. Because at the end of the day, as an attacker, as a right winger or as a left winger, one of the metrics that you've been judged with is is the output, the GA. You need to produce GA, bro.
Yeah, but here's the problem, right? Here's the problem. Because by the way, Ulisse has been criticized with this shtick. Yeah, and how that turned out better didn't go well. But he's scoring a lot of goals, this, blah, 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 blah. But when it matters most against big opposition, he doesn't turn up. Same with Mohamed Salah, right? Let's not lie. He gets the GA, right? But when it matters most, what stick does he get? He gets the stick off when it matters most.
No, but he scored in big games, Salah. He scored against United, against City.
But we're talking European games. Because in my opinion, just hear me out. I feel like in European games, like it's one of those in which it's do or die. And on top of that, it's like more teams are more likely to sit back. So now you have to have something special about you. You understand? And this is why I'm saying, bro, like for me personally, I rather somebody that brings in. I rather a player that's like an Ulisse and Lamine Yamal. I rather these type of wingers than a guy that like
bro. You're talking about probably the best two right wingers in the whole world right now.
But that's the profile that's the standard bearer profile that you need to be looking at for wingers. This is why, respectfully, bro, a lot of these wingers that are being overhyped in your league, it's hard to like, give them as much credit as they get for some fans, because it's like, bro, you may score some goals, fine. You may get some assists, fine. But when it matters, where are you? By the way, I'm going to tell you the truth. Do you know why Cole Palmer usually gets credit more than, let's say, for example, like a Saka or like a Salah these days, even though I'll be honest, this season he's been terrible. No denying it. Do you know why? I'm just saying why he usually gets it. He usually gets it because in the big games, like whether it's Europe, Club World Cup, whatever, he will turn up, But again, with the others, they probably are less likely to do so. You see what I'm trying to tell you? This is what we're talking about here. This is why, for me, I rather somebody that will make something happen out of nothing. Because those are the guys that are going to more likely get you over the line than the other ones.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to entertain this conversation about Cole
Palmer. You don't have to entertain it, but I'm just giving you
one good season. He had only one good season, and you're comparing to Saka, who's been delivering for the last 4 or 5 seasons. What you talking about?
Okay, wait. Okay, Saka's been delivering. Okay, what has he won you? Please tell me. I'll wait.
What do you mean? What is one?
So
you are putting all that. No, wait. You're putting all of that weight on one player.
If he's the best right winger in the world, one of the best.
Yeah, but we had a lot of issues. We had no. We had a lot of we had a lot of issues. We had a lot of issues in terms of strikers. We have issues with the manager. We have issues in the midfield. But individually, if you're talking about Saka compared to Palmer, no, bro, there's no comparison there.
Palmer contributed to them winning a Club World Cup, whether you like it or you don't. It is what it is. And by the way, in the Euro final, he actually turned up more. So. Just saying. But anyway, it is what it is. It is what it is, man. You know what I mean? About it, this is a whole general conversation about why we rate ballers more than just GA guys. Again, Diomande is a baller, but he's not going to offer much GA. all I said. And I know you guys are not gonna like that.
No, bro, we need GA. At least the assist. At least the assist. You know, if it's not goal, at least assist. It's not asking much from a winger, right? If you manage to dribble,
but that's part of creating, right? But that's part of the creating thing. Well, I'm gonna give you an example, yeah. Okay. Again, I told you earlier, it's easier to respect Salah than the Saka, right? I just mentioned earlier because Salah, what he did last season in the league, etc. However, he could have done more, right? Again, if like, here's the thing, that's been the base that he creates chances, bro, like with his passing, etc. You know, all we're asking for is do something out of nothing. You know what I mean?
Wait, I have to address this comment. What do you mean it's racist?
No, he's saying Arsenal fans claim that if you criticize Saka, it's because of you're racist toward. But I don't understand that, low-key.
It has nothing to do with the race.
Yeah, I can't lie. I'm not gonna lie. Even I cannot defend you, Melo. That is mad. No, that has nothing to do with that, bro. Bro, I'll be honest with you. It's just making something happen out of nothing. That's all I'm saying, bro. Some wingers just have to make something out of nothing. And again, to me, those type of moments is what really gets you far. You see PSG, for example, yeah, last season, they had a lot of these players that provided moments out of nothing. Kvaratskhelia, moment out of nothing. Dembele, even though he played in the false nine, but he has that quality to make, do something out of nothing. Desire Doué, I think he's incredibly underrated all of a sudden. Same thing. You know what I mean? It's just, again, you need players that have.
Well, you're mentioning Kvaratskhelia. I do rate Kvaratskhelia massively, so I'm not gonna sit here.
I'm just saying.
And even Desire Doué, I think he's a brilliant player. There are a lot of good players out there, and I'm not gonna sit here and say they're trash and Saka's the best. Saka's been horrendous this season. Probably since last season, he's been awful. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and defend Saka's performances recently. But what I was telling you, what Saka's been doing in the past 3-4 seasons ago, he's been playing alone, bro. Alone. You cannot win a league alone. You need to have a full squad. You need to have a team. You need to have a good manager.
Yeah, but last season, I thought he was on the right path of doing something on his own, by the way.
He's still on the right path. Well, we're about to win the league now. So
he's not as fit as he was. I mean, he was injured a lot last season. I mean,
Gnabry. Now, one of these guys asked him about Gnabry and Sané. I think Sané was brilliant, even when he played for City, and also when he moved to Bayern as well. He had good moments there. Gnabry had I would say a peak at Bayern, if it's fair to say, and then he just dipped. He just vanished from the surface of the earth.
This season is the best season since, I would say, 22, 23, kind of.
Yeah, there was one, I can't remember which season, but he had a very good season where he's been scoring, he's been really carrying Bayern, but then he just disappeared.
What happened to my camera? What the fuck? Wait, one second. My camera just blocked out. What the fuck?
Yeah, so... But the thing about Gnabry, and that's why I can't compare him with Saka, that Saka's been doing it for quite a long time. You know what, guys? Consistency is one of the toughest things in football. Really, it's one of the toughest thing to do. It's hard to be in the top or to get to the top. It's very difficult. But what is more difficult is to maintain and sustain yourself there at that high level. And Saka has done it for quite a long time.
Win, though, Sammy. I'm sorry, you have to win.
Yeah. Look. Winning aside, I'm not bringing on trophies here and all that stuff. I'm talking to you in isolation of a footballer. Is he good or is he bad? That's it. I'm not talking to you as a football club. I'm talking about a player here. What did he bring to Arsenal? They haven't won anything yet, but this season we're about to win the league, hopefully. So there's that, and we can build from there. It was, dreams for me to win multiple trophies, and we were in a position to win multiple trophies, but unfortunately, Arteta just flopped and crumbled and bottled it. Simple as that.
Yeah. Nah,
however, now, if we can move on to the Barca and Atletico Madrid game quickly.
Yes.
Who do you think will go through, Zier?
So the game tonight is in the Camp Nou. So here's what I think. It depends on how Barcelona, not how they, because we know they're gonna attack, but how they basically win this, because I expect Barca to win tonight. That's for sure.
Yeah,
It
me too.
depends on how they. It depends on how they win in the Camp Nou. If they win like 3-0, yeah, Barca's through. If they
Okay.
win by a tight score line, معلش, I'm sorry, Atletico Madrid's gonna get their payback in the Metropolitano. I know that Barca won in La Liga, but in the La Liga, let's be honest, Barcelona were more up for it than Atletico, considering the players that was being played. Because again, Atletico Madrid ain't competing for La Liga. Barca was and now are likely to be champions after Madrid dropping points.
Yep.
So it's a different circumstance, and I feel like Barca fans, and football fans need to remember they got knocked out to Atletico Madrid in a cup this season already, Copa del Rey, 4-0 loss in the
Mm-hmm.
Metropolitano, and then 3-0
Mm-hmm.
win, which wasn't enough. This is why I'm telling you, it depends on Barcelona themselves. Because I know Atletico Madrid what they're gonna do. Simeone, we know how he operates.
He's
Defend for
gonna
your life.
park the bus. Yeah.
بالضبط.
Mm-hmm.
Just park the bus. فعشان كذا, this is why I'm saying that for Barcelona to go through, they better be scoring a shit ton of goals. They must. Otherwise, instant semi-final. Instant semi-final. Forget it. It's gonna be Atletico Madrid if that's the case. So it depends on how Barca approach it. But I do expect them personally to get maybe a 2-0, 3-1 win, something like that.
I think Barca will go through. However, as an Arsenal fan, and let's say we reach to the semifinal and we wrap it up in the Emirates against Sporting, I think I would want to go against Atleti more than Barca. And the reason why is because I think Barca is just an elite team, and I think Hansi Flick is a brilliant manager, and I think they have a better players that can create something out of nothing. You're talking about Yamal, you're talking about Rafinha, Pedri, like you said, these players could offer moments where Atleti, in the other hand, I don't see them. They can offer a lot of moments. I mean, barring probably Alvarez, that's the only player I truly rate. I mean, Lookman, yeah, okay, not much, but Alvarez is the probably only outlets in Atletico. So, however, I think Barca is going to go through. Rafinha injured. Yeah, I'm talking about once we reach the semifinal. I think he's going to be back.
Maybe.
No.
But by the way, I predict that Atletico Madrid go through, because I think even a 2-goal margin is not going to be enough for them. I think in the Metropolitano, maybe even in the Camp Nou tonight, we'll find out. I think their back line will get caught out.
I don't know. They're when I looked at also the stats here, I mean, Barca at home, man, they're solid, bro. They're quite solid.
But Rafinha missing.
They haven't lost. Let's see, this is 5 games, 10 games, 15 games, 19 games, bro.
If this happens, Atleti is going through. I don't care what was bro. But so who's the center? Kubarsi and Gerard Martin? Yeah, pack it up, bro. Pack it up. You know what? If it's them two at the back, forget 3-1, 3-2. I'm with Ansar.
So you're saying that Atleti would?
I think Atleti would score and transition a few times.
No, I think it's Barca, bro. I think it's Barca.
By the way, I think Barca will win.
The thing about Barca is they have this thing is about the best way of defending is attacking. Right? This is how they operate, basically. All right, we're gonna concede a couple of goals, but we're gonna score 5 goals. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, but the problem is it only works for so long, and it was proven in a couple of games this season. I'm just saying, bro. This is why.
But the majority they won it, right?
Sorry.
You say it's been proven this season, but it's also been proven the majority of the season that they've been winning it.
Yeah, I know, but when it matters, look, the problem with Barcelona, they'll play sides in La Liga, which fine. I'm not denying the style of football is great and stuff, but the problem is Barcelona, the quality of themselves compared to others, just like you guys bring up for my team, okay, is different. So they'll most likely take advantage. But even against some of these teams, they'll still pounce in transition. I remember when they lost 4-0 to Sevilla, by the way, after the PSG loss. Crazy, 4-1. pounced in transition, you know? And that's just one example that comes from the top of my head. There's obviously some other examples. Maybe Yusuf in the chat can remind me. But, bro, respectfully, like Barcelona, like they can get caught out in transition, bro. The Chelsea that was under Maresca caught them in transition. You know, Atleti caught them under transition. I'm expecting Atleti maybe again to catch him in transition. By the way, Atleti is not easy for Barcelona, even though the Atletico Madrid lost in the weekend. I personally think, especially with the players that Simeone will be playing tonight, it's going to be more difficult for Barcelona. It'll be more difficult.
And I hope, in another perspective, I hope they get knocked out Atletico Madrid for a reason, so that Alvarez could feel frustrated, so that we can sign him in the summer.
To be fair, I think Alvarez would cook at Arsenal because of how you play your football. But
yeah, I think he's a very good striker, man.
I think he would cook at Arsenal, okay, because of the style of play. But bro, I think Gyökeres is still good, man. The amount of criticism he gets is ridiculous. I mean, he's a fucking striker, and he's supposed to score you goals. You know, like, how about your manager just changes the system to actually accommodate the striker? That's what Pep did for Haaland, and it worked. Maybe Arteta should try the same. You know?
Yeah, he doesn't have it in his locker,
which is stupid. Anyway, it is what it is. Any final words, bro?
Yeah, I want to ask you, bro, who's gonna win the UCL?
I still back us. I still back us, bro. And I'm laughing because I know you're gonna be like, you know what? This guy's full of shit. I know that's what you're gonna think.
1 hour, 6 minutes into the stream, guys. Remember this and clip it. This guy said he's gonna win the UCL.
Inshallah.
Oh, now it's inshallah.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, listen. I said from the round of 16, looking at our competition, we win the Champions League. The only one that I really respect like that is, to be quite frank and honest, like, and I'm talking as a team, you know, as our potential semi-final opponent, PSG. Everybody else, Barca, we can catch in transition. You, man, I feel like you showed the blueprint to beat us, but the problem is your mentality going to be the same? And hopefully my manager going to learn from that loss, you know? And then Atletico Madrid, I mean, the way we play, I feel like, yes, it will be difficult, but like we'll probably get 1 or 2 in a final. So in a big moment compared to them. So, because they usually fold when it matters as well. So, listen, man, bring it on. And Real Madrid, they're shittier this season than previous years. So, listen, bring it on. Yeah, clip it. I don't give a fuck. Clip it.
Good job, man. Good job, bro.
I don't give a fuck. Brother, I'm sick and tired of hiding when I've seen my team play better football than most of Europe. Get out of here, man. Anyway, listen, gonna end it now, guys. You know what to do. Subscribe, press the alarm bells, like, comment, go check socials, and hopefully you're good wherever you are. I'll be live for the Hilal game later. Which, I mean, to be honest, Al Hilal has been dog shit this season. And Zaghi, please fuck off. And yeah, man.
Ronaldo's gonna take it, bro.
Unfortunately. But yeah, guys, take care. And you know, as for Bayern München, this is the only way we can sum it up. Take care and peace. By the way, subscribe to Football Reg. I would have been rude to say not to subscribe to him. And we're probably gonna club this afterwards. So yeah, take care and peace.
I said, give me a hell.